morning, Pastor Steve here. Galatians 6:2 through 5. Bearing you one another's burdens and so fulfill the law of Christ. For if a man thinks himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceives himself. But let every man prove his own work, and then shall you have rejoicing in himself alone, not in another. Every man shall bear his own burden. Now, I was thinking in terms, again, of these human relationships, and the bearing each other's burdens fulfills that law of Christ, the law of love. God is love, love God, and love brothers. Notice that the refusal to restore, or refusal to bear the weight of others, comes from one thinking he or she is better than others. When Paul brings up the idea of that guy overtaken in a fault, it's a burden, a heavy load he's carrying. He expands the idea to encourage us to bear one another's burdens. He always directs us to be other-focused, and he says, when he says bear one another's burdens. Now, there's a difference between the words here. The load down in verse 5 is the common term we'd use for like a backpack. But in verse 2, it's a different term, and it means heavy burden. Those are that more than one man should carry. In the end, we are all responsible for our own work, but we can help bear the burdens of others. Paul, after encouraging the discipline of a brother who wouldn't repent, remember in 1 Corinthians, over in 1 Corinthians 5:6, he says in 2 Corinthians, the second chapter, enough already, enough of man is this punishment which was inflicted of you all. You ought rather to forgive him and comfort him, lest he be swallowed up with sorrow. I beg you, confirm your love toward him. How are you lifting the load of a brother, especially one who's stumbled and blown it? I'm not good at that sometimes. I'm growing. But what do you need to do to reach out and touch with restorative grace that you got from God someone else? A few years ago, an angry man rushed through the Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam until he reached Rembrandt's famous painting Night Watch. He took out a knife and began to slash it. Well, of course, he did it several times before they could stop him. It was a short time later, a number of years ago also, an angry man slipped into St. Peter's Cathedral in Rome with a hammer and started to smash the Pieta. Two cherished works of art were severely damaged. What did they do, throw them out? No, they did not. They got the best experts, spared no expense, and worked with utmost care and precision. They made every effort to restore those treasures. You ponder that, Pastor Steve.